Welcome to our channel. Today we will try to learn about 5 famous airplanes. Number 1. Wright Flyer. The Wright Flyer, built by the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, is the first successful powered, controlled, and sustained flight in history. It marked the beginning of the modern era of aviation. Before the Wright brothers, there were numerous attempts to achieve powered flight, but none had been successful in sustaining flight and maintaining control. The Wright brothers focused on the key issues of control, lift, and propulsion, solving many of the challenges that had thwarted earlier pioneers. They invented the technique of wing warping, which allowed them to control roll and pitch through the wing's twisting motions. They used a lightweight gasoline engine, which was one of the first of its kind for aviation. Number 2. Concorde. The Concorde was a technological marvel in supersonic air travel, being the first and only commercial aircraft capable of cruising at over twice the speed of sound Mach 2, cutting transatlantic flight times in half. The Concorde was a joint venture between British Aircraft Corporation (BAC) and Aerospatiale of France, and its development was part of the Cold War-era competition for technological supremacy between the US and the Soviet Union. Supersonic flight had already been achieved in military aircraft, but the Concorde was the first attempt to bring it to commercial aviation. The Concorde could travel at speeds of up to Mach 2, reducing flight times from London to New York from around 7.5 hours to 3.5 hours. The delta wing design was necessary to achieve supersonic speeds, providing the needed lift and stability at high speeds. The Concorde uses afterburners to produce the additional thrust needed for supersonic speeds. Despite its technological advancements, the Concorde was not a commercial success due to high operating costs, limited capacity seating only 100 passengers, and noise restrictions caused by its supersonic speed. Number 3. Boeing 747. The Boeing 747, often referred to as the jumbo jet, revolutionized air travel by making long-distance flights accessible to the general public. It was the first wide-body aircraft capable of carrying over 500 passengers. The 747 came at a time when air travel was beginning to boom, but airlines were struggling with the growing demand for long-haul flights. The Boeing 747's larger size, combined with the advancement of jet engine technology, allowed it to offer long-range service at more affordable prices. The 747's distinctive hump and twin-deck design allowed it to carry large numbers of passengers, leading to cost efficiency for airlines. The 747 used large, turbofan engines that were quieter and more fuel-efficient than earlier engines, despite its large size. The 747 could travel distances of up to 7,260 miles, 11,750 kilometers, allowing for non-stop flights across the globe. The first 747 flight took place in 1968, and by the 1970s, it became the workhorse of global air travel, with the plane serving passengers worldwide for decades. The aircraft remains an iconic part of aviation history. Number 4. Lockheed State Route 71 Blackbird. The State Route 71 Blackbird was a long-range, advanced strategic reconnaissance aircraft developed by the United States Air Force (USAF) for high-speed, high-altitude reconnaissance during the Cold War. It remains the fastest air-breathing manned aircraft ever built. During the height of the Cold War, reconnaissance satellites were not as effective for real-time intelligence, and aircraft like the U-2 spy plane were increasingly vulnerable to surface-to-air missiles. The State Route 71 was designed to fly at extremely high altitudes and at incredible speeds to avoid detection and interception. The State Route 71 could reach speeds of Mach 3 plus over 2,200 miles per hour or 3,540 kilometers per hour, and fly at altitudes of over 85,000 feet, allowing it to outrun missiles and enemy aircraft. The aircraft was constructed primarily from titanium, which allowed it to withstand the extreme heat generated by its speed. Though not fully stealthy, the State Route 71 had a sleek design to minimize radar detection and could outmaneuver most missiles. The State Route 71 was used for reconnaissance flights from 1966 until 1998, setting numerous speed records and providing vital intelligence during the Cold War. Despite its advancements, it was retired in favor of satellite surveillance and newer technology. Number 5. Douglas DC-3. The DC-3 is often considered one of the most important aircraft in the history of aviation due to its revolutionary design and widespread use. It was the first airliner capable of flying long distances with enough efficiency to make air travel commercially viable. Prior to the DC-3, most commercial flights were unreliable and uneconomical. The DC-3 introduced the concept of mass air travel, which would transform the airline industry and make it affordable for the average person. The DC-3 could fly for up to 1,500 miles, 2,400 kilometers, making it capable of transcontinental flights. Its reliability was unparalleled at the time. The DC-3 was one of the first airliners to feature an all-metal, monocoque construction, which improved durability and safety. It could carry up to 21 passengers, making it the first commercial airliner to be large enough to transport groups of people efficiently. The DC-3 became a staple of air travel and military transport during World War II. It revolutionized both commercial and military aviation, and its design influenced future airliners for decades.